Hello everyone. Very quick intro from a future Catherine, because what you're about to watch was filmed over many days at various different points. Some of it's still shots, some of it's camera, me talking to you, and sometimes it's just me going to do some voiceovers. It's been a chaotic couple of weeks is what I will say. But I think we're getting there. We are getting there. So I will now flip to past Catherine, who will give you a little bit of a rundown of where we're up to and what we're doing. Good morning, it is Catherine here from Inky Finger Cat. Excuse my appearance, but it's just gone 7 in the morning. I have just got up, shoved some leggings and a cardigan on over my PJs, and I am up insanely early for a non-working day because I've booked today's annual leave. I'm currently sat in a very empty and echoey room. Apologies for the voice, it's just the morning voice. I've just not spoken yet today. But yeah, today is new floor and delivery from IKEA day. So let me show you where I am. So I was sat on the floor of the craft room in the corner, and the only thing left to leave the room at this point was the desk chair, which it was piled with cushions. And yeah, carpet was going to be ripped up, flooring put down, etc. Meanwhile, thought I'd share with you where everything had gone. So, over the course of the last 6 and a bit weeks, we had been putting everything into the lounge. So all my craft stuff was piled up, and then this was the point where, so that's all the craft stuff piled up, but those earlier photos were the sofa and the desk had also joined that space. But yeah, the whole room has been chaos, and it's been chaos for weeks with everything piled everywhere. But we've now got to the point where we can't even get to the sofa to watch telly or anything along those lines. So it's been a bit crazy, and a far from ideal situation. And downstairs, we'd cleared the space ready for all of the IKEA furniture to be delivered to whilst the man was going to be coming to fit the flooring. You can probably sense that there's some impending doom coming because, yeah, it didn't go to plan. So back over to past Catherine to tell you about that. So, yesterday did not go to plan. So, if I remember rightly, the last thing I filmed was me sat in the corner of this room saying, the carpet's going, new flooring going down. So, let's do a quick timeline of yesterday. The IKEA delivery was due between 7 and 7, which is quite a long time, 12 hours. Didn't turn up till 4:30. So yeah, the early start was totally unnecessary for me. And the man was meant to come with the new flooring and rip the carpet out, fit the new flooring in the afternoon. About 11ish, maybe 11:30ish, got a phone call from the fitter asking, have I already done your floor? Which I was a little bit confused by. So I was like, no. And he went, yeah, they can't find your flooring in the warehouse. So despite the fact that we'd had a message saying flooring's arrived, he'd had a message saying the flooring's arrived. Flooring hadn't arrived. So yeah, very frustrating day. Phone calls to and from places, etc. So as it stands, it's now Saturday morning. Today's plan was build all the new IKEA furniture, start moving stuff out of the lounge and into this room. And that was my plan for the whole weekend. I can't do any of that because there's no flooring still. I'm still looking at carpet with paint splodges and worn bits, and yeah, and I have no knowledge as to when the flooring is going to get fitted because it's had to be reordered. So I'm hoping to hear on Monday when it's due in for definite. Then we can organise with the fitter again for him to come out. But obviously it's got to work around my work. I've got a really busy week next week. So last night we did move the sofa back in out of the lounge because you'll have seen it was stood up in the middle of the lounge. I've moved my work desk back in, none of the equipment or anything, but I've moved my work desk back in. And we also did one other thing, so I'm going to share that with you, and then I'm going to stop the video and we'll come back when we know more. So I decided I didn't think grey would be the right colour for the sofa, but I can't afford a new sofa. They don't make this sofa at IKEA anymore, so I thought I'd order some covers. So I've ordered these off Etsy. They arrived last week. There was a drama with that delivery as well, because they delivered it to next door, even though it was not next door's number. Didn't even attempt to my door. I was sat here the whole time. Didn't do that. Yeah, I'm not sure if they're too pink. What do you reckon? Is it too pink? And then we'll obviously, do you know what? I think the colour's all right. It's just different from what I'm used to. The main issue is these covers do not fit particularly well. Obviously, I've not finished fitting it, but they're very baggy. And I'm wondering if it's just, you know what? It's just one of those things. I don't think I'm ever going to get them to fit because it is quite an old sofa or what. And whether actually in time, I won't care. I mean, I probably will care, but do I prefer the grey? No, not as a colour, I don't. So my plan now is I'm going to take the grey covers off properly, shove them in the wash, because they might end up going back on again, but I'm going to shove them in the wash. I'm going to fit the pink so it's all pink. I'm going to put the cushions on, I'm going to put the blanket back on and see whether I'm all right with the colour. So that's now my only plan for today, because I can't do any of the other things that were planned. And I've just got to get over it in my head. And it'd be lovely to have a nice day out or something, but it's pouring rain, so that's not happening either. But yeah, so that's my plan for the sofa. If I don't like the pink in the long run, I've still got the grey covers, so the grey covers can go back on. Or I might even see if I can dye them. I don't know. Don't know. Decisions. So quick rundown. We now have a lot of stuff still in the lounge that shouldn't be in the lounge, but I can't do anything about that. I have limited stuff in this room because we need to keep it limited, because it might be last minute we get a call saying, I can come and fit it, it's only going to take 2 hours, blah, blah, blah. I don't even know. I don't know how long it'll take for the fitter to do it. They have said they're going to try and prioritise us, but, you know, there might be an option one afternoon next week that happens. Might be 2 weeks away, who knows. And now we have a whole load of IKEA furniture in the family room downstairs, which has got nowhere to go because we've got nowhere else we can put it at this point, and we can't build any of it. Yeah, that's where we're at. Hopefully the next time I talk to you, which will still be part of the same video because I'm not having this being a negative video. Sorry, I'm shaking so much, I just can't stop laughing about it because it's just... Anyway, yeah, next time I talk to you, hopefully we'll have some news. Quick snap of the sofa once I've done all of the covers. The decision is we don't like it, but that's for future updates. And then we had to empty the room again. And this is the state of the lounge. Yeah, that's where we were up to. So let's consider this take 2. The fellas are due within the next hour or so to come and sort out the flooring. 6 days after the original date they should have been doing it. Not their fault, obviously, but the reality is that's where we're at. So the room was cleared again last night, and everything is piled up in the lounge. I've sort of worked from home this morning. Well, I've worked quite hard from home this morning and early afternoon. But, you know, some of it sat on my bed because there is nowhere else to be. And, yeah, I will check in later. You will see what's happened, if something happens. Fingers crossed. So the good news is the flooring's now done, quite a few hours later. Yay! And so I am here to say I am delighted. The flooring looks fabulous. Needed a fair amount of cleaning, which we did. Good few hoovering, mopping sessions. This is it where it was a little bit damp still from the mopping. Absolutely love the flooring. I am just delighted with it. They didn't leave until about 6:30 in the evening. So we did, after we'd done the cleaning, start moving stuff back in because it was really important. We needed to get my work stuff back up and running. And then we also needed to get the sofa out of the middle of the lounge so that the lounge was operational again. So there we go. I will tell you, decision has been made. The pink sofa is not staying pink, but when it'll change from being pink, I don't know, not a priority. And then my daughter insisted that we start building. So we put some blankets down on the floor. She did all of the hard work of the building. I was very much her able assistant rather than anything else. She loves doing stuff like this. So it was just when she needed an extra pair of hands or a little bit of advice, I would support with. And by the end of day one, we'd built the desk. It needed some adjustment the following day, but we built the desk. And then she set to and built the bookcases the following day. So in between, I had done, a good full day's work, and then we started again. And this is pretty much how it was left last night, with the bookcases built, the desk built, and we started moving a few bits in, like the pegboards are in, but they're not going to go up for possibly till tomorrow. And my new desk lamp, etc. So, I am delighted with where we're up to. I'm now at the process of bringing things back into the room. I'm slightly restricted in that I can't put anything in the big bookcase yet because that still needs to be slid out of its space to put a new extension lead in that's due from that lovely Amazon at some point today, but that could be like 9 o'clock at night. They do deliver quite late here sometimes. So I can't really put anything on the big bookcase until that's been done. But I'm going to start filtering things out of the lounge into here. I'm going to try and start with the work related things first and put them into my work desk. There's not huge amounts of stuff that's work related, but it's things like the files that have got household stuff in it. They need to go in. And then just slowly bring things in. I'm taking care of my own health today. I had a really stressful week, and I'm very tired. I know that I'm mentally very tired. The stress of the last sort of like week and a bit of the flooring disaster. It isn't a disaster. I know it's not a disaster. I have friends who are having worse home related issues than I am, but for me it was another plan not quite going to plan, and it was the last thing I needed in my life right this moment because I've got so many things going on. So I'm taking care of myself. I'm trying not to put too much pressure on myself. Had intended to go and see my lovely friends at the Crop today. We should have been at the Crop. I clearly can't be at the Crop because I can't even find tape runner, let alone anything else at this moment in time, and I really want to prioritise trying to get this room back to some kind of usable state. And I was going to just pop over and say hello to them, but I know I need to focus on being here and slowly working my way through getting it back into a usable state instead. So yeah, I'm going to stop this video very shortly. I'm going to give you a quick whiz round just so I can explain what the plans are, just because I'm aware that it's already quite a long video. And probably not very much happened in it apart from me whinging to the camera, so I'm going to stop the video very shortly, and then I'll start another one with showing you when I start moving the craft stuff back in. And again, that'll probably be filmed over a series of days, not necessarily all this afternoon. It is already 1 o'clock. I probably need some lunch at some time soon as well. Oh, where has the day gone? The day's gone by going to the tip and getting rid of the mountain of cardboard from all the IKEA furniture. But let me show you around. Okay, pink sofa isn't staying pink, but the plan is that we will probably dye these covers, maybe a dark brown, we'll see. For the moment, the pink will stay just because I haven't got time, energy, money to do anything about it. My daughter has gifted me this. I said gifted, and I need to buy her a black one because it doesn't go with the decor in her room now. Perfect for me because it fits perfectly in that space, so I'm super happy with that. Just needs a really good clean. So she's had hair products and stuff in it, so there's oils and things on it. So I'm going to take it out of my lovely room until it's been cleaned. But yes, that's the plan for that. So that's like one of those Raskog things from IKEA. Then we have my desk. Okay. So the desk is an Alex drawing unit here, and then the cupboard at the other side, that's going to have my sewing machine in, for example. So there's those. The desk is one of those 2-metre desks, and it's deeper than my old desk was, which I'm really delighted about because that was the main issue with the other desks, which is why I didn't just replace the Mickey desk that was the dark brown to the white. I still love those Mickey desks because of the back thing that they had with the shelving in. It was perfect, it worked really well, but the desk depth itself was quite limiting and I used to really struggle with it. So I have a new lamp that's a clamp lamp that I bought from Amazon. I think I'm going to buy a second one of those. It's flexible, it's adjustable, so you can move it, you can also bend it a bit differently, so there's a lot of different options. It's got different light formats, but we'll see how it works for filming and whether I actually need a second lamp on the desk or not, so that might happen. I have bought something that's a bit like a knockoff of the Paparazzo Olivia stand for the camera. Still working out the best way of using that, so it's on the desk at the moment just because I brought it in to have a little look at it last night. I bought myself a new Tim Holtz mat. My old tonic one was rather worn, to say the least, plus it was a square and I really wanted the bigger size, so this is the one that's 22 by 13 inches. So I have bought that, and then I have bought this sort of like leatherette type desk mat with the intention of this might keep my desk as white as possible for as long as possible, but I also really like it having that contrast of the dark colour, and it's a dark green colour. Pegboards have yet to be fitted. That's possibly a tomorrow, possibly a next weekend job because it requires drilling, but that's the desk. I've got this basket which I'm going to use as a bin. Don't know whether that's going to continue to be used as a bin, but that's what we have there. That's it for the desk. Okay, the bookcases, I'm just going to have to tilt you up because that doesn't show you everything. There we go. So we have a single size bookcase. As I say, these are not exactly in the right position at the moment because I need to feed another wire through. The plug sockets unfortunately are behind this unit, and there are none on the desk wall, so I have to have something going through, and we agreed that we'd probably have 2 coming off this time. I only ever had 1, which meant I sometimes had to keep changing the plugs. And I went for having doors for the bottom half because I thought if I could keep this to be looking coordinated and slightly more decorative whilst being functional, I think that'd be good. We only brought these boxes in last night just to see what they look like and what the colour looked like. This was the colour I'd like the sofa to be, but hey ho. Inside, obviously, less important what it looks like, so my mishmash boxes and all the rest of it can work inside the cupboards. Haven't totally decided whether we've got the depth of the shelving right or not. That's something still to be worked on. This is a higher unit than the old units were, and for those who have watched the early videos, I used to have all my scrapbooks piled up on the top. That's not going to work, and I also don't want to put pressure of too much weight at the top of this unit. I want the weight to be towards the bottom. So I'm now a bit stuck on where my scrapbook album is going to go. So I have a plan, and the plan is this space here between the bookcase and the desk. So that's my work desk. Ignore how messy it looks. We know we need to do something in terms of cable management. I need at least one of those plugs to be very accessible, as in one of the plugs that's plugged in, because that's my laptop and it needs to be able to come in and out of the house. I'm contemplating getting another riser just to rise up the screen a little bit more. I do struggle a little bit with my neck, I think, at the moment, so I think I need to rise that up a little bit more. The bit where the laptop is, I can adjust already, so I think that might help with a little bit of the gubbins that are on the desk. I mean, there's a whole load of like tools and stuff on the desk that don't need to stay there, obviously, but I do need to be able to do something because I don't like all the messy cables. But again, not a priority right this moment, but that's a future plan. So my plan for my scrapbook albums was originally, I thought I was going to put a chest of drawers here that was like the tall Alex ones and put my printer on the top of it. That's a good point. I've not thought about the printer. I need to think about the printer. So that's a mental note to myself. Where the hell is the printer going to go? Gosh, there's so much to think about. Okay. But when I was looking at this, we'll see when I've brought things through what it's looking like. But I think I might get a Kallax unit instead. I don't think I'll need drawer space. I think I'll need somewhere to put those scrapbook albums. And so I'm thinking that this might be the perfect space to put a Kallax unit, maybe 4 up. And that will be where I put my scrapbook albums. So that's my thought process around that. But again, it's not decided yet. In terms of decorative elements, the other plan that I've got is, I do need to sort out curtains. So at the moment, the functions of like the little screw holes and all the rest of it's all there ready to put the existing curtain rail back up again, but I'm not putting the same curtains up. So I need to put curtains up of some description. So we think we're just going to go and get some cheap ones from IKEA. I know they do a dark green. I think that might just do, to temporarily have something, because in the summer, or on a sunny day, it's incredibly bright in this room, and it's not good for me when I'm working, because my desk then here is where I work. I just get full sun because this is south facing. So I do need to do something. We've just had a discussion about future potentially blinds as well as a curtain, but for the moment I just need to do that. So I need to sort that out. That's a fairly quick thing that needs to be done, is to determine that. But I thought on this wall here to have a couple of floating shelves to be able to put some decorative elements on, because as I say, that's where I work. I spend most of my working week at home rather than in the office. I mean, there are weeks where I'm in the office full time, but I'd like to have something decorative that I can look at. I'm undecided yet on what's going on the walls in terms of artwork and all the rest of it. They're all the finishing touches that can wait. As much as they're the exciting things I like to do, they can wait. But I did think that maybe a couple of just like those very slim, like picture ledge type ones could sit up there, and maybe like a little vase with fake flowers in, a photo, etc. That was my plan for there. And that brings us back to the sofa. The sofa's going to come out about 10 centimetres, and then I've got a shelf unit that's coming, that has already been ordered, to sit behind the sofa. And then the intention is to have like a little lamp and again some photo frames or something along the back, just to give it that bit of decoration and a little bit of making this a bit of a cosy area. So maybe like a couple of the books that I'm reading or something along those lines, to try and suggest to myself that this could be a relaxation space as well as the fact that it just generally is a dumping ground. So you can see I've already started to bring through empty notebooks that are going to go in that cupboard. But that's my plan. There used to be like photo frames on this wall, that was photo frames above the desk on the other wall. I'm definitely sticking my picture of my granddad up in here somewhere, and the artwork I did with the picture of my grandma on. They're definitely going to go in here somewhere, but I don't know where. Grandad fits really well because he's wearing like a green jumper on his portrait, so I know he'll work really well in this space. But what other artwork I want, I don't know. I love Helen Ding doors. She has like those picture shelves, picture ledges, what do you call them? Like little shelves for pictures. on her wall in her craft room, and she puts the layouts, the scrapbook layouts she's done that month, they go on display before she then puts them away in her albums. And I love that idea. So maybe that's an option for one of the walls. Yeah, it's a thought I've had, but I don't know whether I'll go with it or not. But I love that in Helen's room. I think it looks fabulous. And what a lovely way to kind of like really enjoy the artwork that you've made, but have it constantly be changing. So yeah, that's where we're up to. So I'm going to sign off for now. This is going to be the end of this video. I think this is video number 4 in this series, might be 5, can't remember. Let's just say when I started out, I knew it was going to be a big job, didn't know it was going to be this big a job. Obviously, being poorly in the middle of it all, lots of work stuff going on. Obviously this video I'd hope would just have done one weekend, but you know, the delay in the flooring has impacted. So yeah, I will then start the next video almost immediately, so I'll be in the same outfit. I think I'm going to go and eat my lunch though, before I start. Me procrastinating over the fact that I don't know where to put anything. I'll get there, it'll be fine. Right. So apologies that this video has been so much of a mess and all over the place, and a bit negative at times, because I have to say it was really upsetting to me that it didn't go to plan. But I will see you again for the next video very soon, because hopefully we'll move on at pace now, although I am again being kind to myself and not rushing. Until next time though, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Obviously we are close to getting to the point where I can craft again, so there'll be craft videos coming as well. But yeah, thank you for watching, subscribing, and please like this video if you did. Leave me a comment. I'd love to know your thoughts on the furniture and my plans, so let me know what you think. Until next time though,